SOSfix. For the repair today we have Magnaton 460. This is a vacuum tube amplifier. The problem in this one is blowing the fuse. I already tried 2 fuses and you can see it is blown. Like after 1 minute is on, is blow the fuse, and there is no output sound. The time that the amplifier is on, it's got no sound output. So I got the schematic, and this is what I did so far. So the fuse is blown because there is some short or low resistance somewhere. So what I did, as you see here, there is a standby switch that's connection between the power input to the other parts of the power. You can see here is a 400 volt, 330, 300 volt and 260 volt. And they check the resistance here on the switch, and the resistance is good, is not very is not shorted. And they check here, and I got the short this side. So as you see here, this is a capital A, so it means this 400 volt is gonna go to here, to this transformer, and it's gonna feed these 2 vacuum, this one and this one. So it's go here, and from one is gonna go on the top. But if you look at this vacuum, there is nothing, like this vacuum is not connected to the ground, this one here. And the only part is connection to the ground. There is a resistor 230, so that resistor 230 is good, and this capacitor here is good as well. So if we look at the pin, so let me go on the computer and we're going to see what because the printer is kind of small, it doesn't look good, but in the computer we can zoom in and it's going to be more clear. So the pin number now this is look like number 8, and this one look like number 8 as well. I'm not sure. So 4538, 4538. Okay. So there is here, there is number 8 and number 8 connection together, and there is a 250 resistor. Then there is a capacitor that's connection to the number 8, and from that capacitor is going to the ground. And here by the standby we have that capacitor. So this is the part that we're going to check. This capacitor here and this capacitor here, to be sure that is not like shorted. So this is the capacitor. So the capacitor, this one here, we have this, like if you follow, just I'm gonna show you here. So standby switch, this one here, is mean this wire here. If you follow this wire, is going to this capacitor, like here. So this wire is following the top of this capacitor, and the capacitor is connected to the ground. Okay. So let's test that capacitor. So I'm gonna put this one on the ground. Yeah, I already cut these wires to be sure that's where the short is. The short is this side here or this side here. That's why I cut the wire here. Yep, this is a very low resistance. This is like a short. So this capacitor, that's causing the short here. So next we're gonna need to check this capacitor here. So there are two vacuum tubes, this one and this one, that's connection to this transformer. This means this is the transformer, and if you see the wires is connection to this one and to this one. So let's follow this. So number H and number H. We're gonna look for this number H and number H here. This is like a 60 or or maybe more, like about 70 years old amplifier. So that's why. So here number H, and this pin number H is connected to the number H. Should be, just me be sure. Yep, is number H over there. And from the number H, if you remember, is connection to the resistor 250 ohm. And from the resistor 250 ohm is connected to the ground. And this is the resistor. You can see it is connected to the ground. So, and here, if we check at this point here, like if we have the 250 ohm to the ground, is mean is good. This capacitor is good. Like with this from here to here, so it's the same. And we have 240 ohm, so that's good. That's close enough. So what is causing the short? It this big capacitor here. This capacitor here. In this capacitor there is 1, 2, 3 capacitors, and this is the ground. So there is 3 capacitors together, and this is the ground. So let's check the value of that capacitor. So the capacitor that we need to change is 40. That's the capacitor, is a 40 microfarad and 500 volt. That's what the capacitor that I'm gonna look to change. So I did put the capacitor. So I couldn't find anything 500 volt 50 microfarad. I use it 450, one of these ones. 450 68 microfarad. So this is the old capacitor here. Was connected here, and you can see that old capacitor is completely shorted to the ground. This is our new capacitor. So is almost 1 mega ohm. So let's plug it to the power and see if it's gonna power on. Here I just power it on, and you can see the light is on. We have some Hess speaker still in a good shape. All the tubes is on, and they did test the tubes for leakage using these tube testers here. And can you sing for me?
Okay.
All right.